And here we are again in the world of Dominion 6, fantasy strategy game. Here we are playing the role of Fountain, Minnesota, a god of incredible power who will try to conquer this multiplayer game. And we are now in the early fall in year 1 of the Ascension Wars. Our evacuation research is finished and now we are up to level 4. As a reminder, as soon as we unlock level 5, we gain a nice little army destroying spell for our mages. And oh, the Prester King, which must be the prophet and or pretender. Nope, it's the prophet of the pretender, the Greek mistress of the earth, eater of children. Oh yes, and princess of courage, of course. I'm guessing this is Int. Is Gex the Prester King the name, or no? I think Prester King is actually a commander. I think there should only be one. Maybe a hero unit of Int? Ah, religion is hard. And we did an attack in Grave. A battle in Whitegrave. We conquered the Hydromancer and a shit ton of Tritons. And we killed the Kraken, as I've expected. Ironically, most of the killing was done by our small units, who took some losses. But yeah, for some reason, neither the Hydromancer with his magic level 3 water powers, nor the Sea Trolls or the Kraken or the big block of Tridents could stop us. Worm power. After battle, something interesting. We found a Pendant of Courage. Now we have to actually look at what the fuck was going on here. Now let's make team-colored squares. Not that it helps much underwater. We have our non-existent army and our big bad world. So, found Minnesota. Can you under-tunnel this block of triggers? Nope, it's actually because the Tritons are the shittiest units imaginable. They get beaten up by big frogs. Then they all run away. And of course, here you're seeing the extreme dangers of water mages underwater. They can summon water elementals. This one is even one of the smaller ones. The bigger ones are painful. And of course they regenerate underwater, which is mean. They are also resistant against several damage types. Even fire resistant because they're only water. They have spirit side, so no shenanigans. And a blob of water is hard to surround. They also have an insane affliction resistance of 99, which basically means no. And they're of course magic beings, so their moral is kind of infinity. That's what 50 means. In other words, yeah, they are kind of a huge deal. Of course, since the entire rest of the army ran away, it doesn't matter. Yeah, even our frog units managed to beat up one elemental. Normally what you supposed to do is you load your mages up with water gems and blast those elementals out like a machine gun that spits big blobs of intelligent water. Luckily this independent mage didn't have enough gems. Then there was another battle, armor against Abysia. Again, armor attacked Abysia and won. 55 units against 138. Who will win? The answer might surprise you. And that was a strange battle, considering a bigger army was beaten fairly easily, but the Wailing Ladies, the player before going AI, talked about them and how his bless was supposed to make these super units super deadly, and I guess he was right, but he couldn't summon enough to matter. Spirit form, yeah, makes him immune to several kinds of things. It can also can't be catching disease because they are ghosts. Stealthy units because they're ghosts. Ethereal, which makes them hard to hit with non-magical weapons. They freeze everything around them. of course. They don't need to eat because they are ghosts. They are undead because they are ghosts. They are highly poison resistant because they are ghosts. Then cold resistance because they are really cold ghosts. And they have an extremely high level of fear. They're also poor amphibians, but they don't need good combat stats with this shitload of fuck. They are extremely hard to kill, and they generally just have to chill out next to living units to slowly kill them or cause them to run away. The extremely high magic resistance and morale also helps them out. The only drawback is the 20 hit points will be depleted real fast if something hits them. Protection 0. Of course, being ethereal might take some time. But anyway, the Wailing Ladies are spectre of a lady, weeping in lamentation, and they wept hard enough to kill 44 units, only losing 1. So ironically, even though Armor is now under AI control, it's fighting better than before. You have this big bad shitload of fuck, and then you have this tiny groups. Then apparently the Wailing Ladies just go to town. Can we see them in this mess? 5 Wailing Ladies aren't really that big. There's of Shades. Shades are also cute, being spirits and all, but they're also kind of not exactly hard to kill. But they're still nasty with the ability to steal strength. Can I see the Wailing Ladies somewhere? Of course, grey on grey. This is a level of fantastique, especially with my bad eyesight. Oh! Are they here? Yes, they are here. Right here in the middle. And they have managed to break morale. So this explains the unusual high losses. What happens is the big scary undead simply caused the entire army to run away. Well, shit like this happens sometimes. Good news for us, because since we avoided attacking Armor, Armor will now deal with Abysia, but because it's a computer playing against a living human, they will eventually lose. At which point we can of course grab the underwater ramps left over. Then we got nature gems, and we finished our fortress in Alman. Now we have a real strategic map graphic here, not just a piddly little thing we had before. And sadly, that's it. We actually can't get higher. At least we can search for more. Search for magic sites. Our army will soon reach here. This guy can now move to Kolmigor, at least, and look for astral sites over there. Things are more or less peaceful now at our border in the west. And we are still recruiting shit. We now have up to 3 casters in the capital. We are still getting one. Yeah, recruitment continues. For lack of a better term, nope, we don't really have an army commander except our super mages. The level 2 ones probably stay here. Shitty leader. You will probably get a prepared name from me. Level 4 is probably better for... Anyway, let's take this guy here. He has the last of our dart throwers now that I left them here. And some spear frogs as his personal guard. Then the same thing, waiting a moment and then trying to cruise missile the leaders. And they can just stay where they are and shoot the enemy. The blob goes back here. And this is actually for a real serious attack. Right now I can only have a thin line, but we'll probably make a double line as soon as I have enough of those bozos. And then another thinner line of shield frogs, spear and shield frogs. Well, let's see. Of course, recruitment continues, and I have more money left over. So now we can go over here and start adding Buchkuhuls here. Perfect. But of course, add some more frogs. Or archers. I don't have enough recruitment points. So it's instead a frog warrior. 2 frog warriors. Well, okay then. Do I have... Oh yeah, of course. I have... In this weirdo here is some kind of ersatz commander. But this means the fort is not completely left alone. Then over here we're still building a new palisade here. And we conquered this province, White Grave. Not much income, but at least we are still expanding. Now we're probably not getting the Sea of Mermaids. Not alone at least. The Ichthid Warriors, easy targets. The Shamblers not so much. But the crazy thing is, we have Tritons. This is basically easy mode here. So let's get those Tritons before anyone else marches down here. And then we'll go around to Boat Eater. Do I have... Oh, of course. Where's with you deer trap shaman? Very funny. I thought... Oh, now I remember. Something I talked about in another game I'm recording. You know what? I can take one of my lesser... Do I need 1 or 2 level? Let's see. Ritual Shadow Servant. Because I can... If I summon a Shadow Servant, I have a scout for underwater. Because they are undead and bad amphibians. And I don't give a shit about bad amphibians since scouts aren't supposed to attack anything. So let's send a scout over here. Yeah, Armor is rampaging around. Abysia may have bitten off more than they can chew. Let's take a look at what they're doing while we are eating up the underwater realm here. And now that I have shade, I can send it around in advance of my big room. There's something I wanted to look at. Can I build something underwater? Construct building? Oh, yeah. That's the nice thing about being an amphibian nation. If I want to, I can build fortresses and castles underwater. So we have a nice theoretical retreat if shit goes off the rails. But right now we can still expand. And so we'll do this. Probably sooner or later add a 4th castle in the water, we are harder to kill. And then we'll probably try to eat the throats we can reach. It's 1 and that's 2. Yeah, and then we are 2 bunched in here in the middle. Of course, the more water we eat, the more we can defend against Ulm if the inevitable happens. And our research is continuing apace, you know. And I at level 3 in 2 turns, 3 turns, we are at level 4. Yes, yes. We are slowly getting to the point where we can rain freezing death from the sky with falling frost. Ironically, if we keep at it, we eventually reach Ice Strike, which while not as effective because while it gives magic damage, it's not armor piercing and it's not cold related. So on the one hand it can't be resisted, on the other hand if you have hail protection the spell won't do much. Falling Frost again is the opposite. less damage but are more piercing, but also can be resistant. So it's kind of useful if you have both actually. And Ice Strike can be used by level 2 mages, which makes it actually fairly valuable. It's also a nasty surprise for someone who thought, haha, I have ice resistance, you can't do anything, and then whoops, Ice Strikes. Of course works most against vulnerable enemies, not exactly something like really highly armored knights. But it would be a nice surprise against someone like Piane, who has less heavily armored crossbowmen, for example. Would probably also do a lot of damage against large hordes of undead, but let's keep it cool. Or try to get backups and Kuhuls in at least 2 places, and then I think we need more income to get a 3rd or 4th mage running. I'll probably do something like recruiting mages in potentially a 4th castle under the water, but that's future music. Right now we are still expanding, we're still at peace, and we can now watch Abysia fight the fantasy Skynet menace over here. Well, good luck with this, Abysia. Libluini out. Hello people, Libluini here, and again. And yeah, it's one of these days. I probably joined far too many games because I've just recorded 2 turns for another game and I'm already flagging, and I still have this and another one to go. Ah, my life is hell. A hell of my own making. So what are we doing here with Fountain, Minnesota? First off, some guy got enthroned and is therefore 1 step closer to victory. Then we got ourselves a Shadow Servant. And then we found magic gems in Almond. Gem deposits just give us more gold per turn, always nice. And an enchanted well, which gives us a shiny new water gem more. So nice little progress. Then there was a battle where we lost again 2 of our poor suffering soldiers and killed a bunch of Tritons. Then event, some nature gems, event, some gold. Then a worldwide event, misfortune for everyone. Ah, that's painful. Second, units have gotten younger. Ah, thank you, Throne of Life. Oh, don't you think that's a bit overkill? That's a lot of targets. Well, that means we can't see anything anymore. Abysia is still walking around, but I'm not sure this army is big enough to do anything. They probably need this other army too. At least Amor walked into a different direction. But even if they join up in Duven, I really hope Abysia brought something more to the party this time. Because if there's still some enough wailing ladies, then maybe just cause Abysia's troops to run away again. We are down here in the south. And here is another Tritium. Ah, yes. Not undead. And we kind of circled around. And now to the north of Abysia Amor, fighting it out. The throne is too beefy for our poor suffering god. That wouldn't go over well. Then we have these guys here. And we can take them. And we are now on our way back anyway. I've already spoken again to the player of Asphodel, and we are contemplating attacking someone. Asphodel suggested Abysia, but Abysia is still fighting Amor for quite some time. And the longer the fight goes, the lower the population will be in the new Abyssian provinces, which hilariously makes Abysia weaker over time. Ulm, on the other hand, will get stronger and stronger. So it suggested teaming up against Ulm. There's a nice long border, and of course, Abysia is fairly close to Ulm's capital, which could lead to a hilariously short war. We of course are still building up our palisade here in Quadra, but we also are quite close to those chucklefucks here, and we really don't want them showing up with multiple fortresses directly next to us. That would suck something. At least these guys are also building fortresses, so that will be an interesting part of the world here. The funny thing is, if Asphodel and I team up to fight Ulm and its mighty armies of knights, then the logical target for me would be, of course, to claim this stupid choke point and then march to the west, so we can make a connection to the Throne and Silvermark, because if Pirene doesn't take it, then of course we could take it when we just moved Ulm out of the way. That's of course future music, as it's nicely called. Let's see, where do we need underwater troops now? Ah yes, to fight Ermor. We could of course go underwater. It could be hilarious, but it also means we need our weird shadow. Can our shadow go over here? Yes. Oh, fuck me, that counts as one big province? Mother Dark. Shouldn't it be Ermor? Oh no. That's kind of fucked up. So, Ermor was put directly over in Cave Province. Well, Mogmol, Shadow Lord. First off, just in case. Well, no, then it's better to scout to the east. My worm will now go up from the north, from the south. Make contact with this stupid province here, where there is another throne we could be getting. It's already 2 targets for me, before I even have to contemplate attacking Ulm. And let's see. That's mostly Amber Clan guards. Oh, those are the better ones. That will probably be costly. So, our army of evil frogs will now join with us over here, because our worm will probably need some help for even more shamblers. And then we'll try to get the grandfather. Hey, maybe even the Throne Province if there's not too much. Don't know. First off, our worm has to fight another battle and hopefully survive. Yeah, we have another level 3 caster, perfect. And I let him research, because... Oh. Yeah, okay, so you can go over here and then underwater. And you can side search now, thank you. Still haven't selected a new prophet, I see. Backups. Yeah. And this guy. So, number of casters goes up. Oh, Akan, my friend. You could be a prophet. So, since I'm now recruiting mages over here and troops, I can now switch to another leader. Because we need someone to give army to. And that's a lot of resources. So now we get a new army leader. And technically speaking, I could get our mages to do this. But of course our mages should only be deployed against serious targets. Oh, fuck. Wrong. Fuck, of course. Of course. That's something I haven't really thought about, but the problem with my strategy is that I show you. These guys can only lead 3 squads, while the backup can lead 4. So maybe I shouldn't do this and just use the backup as my god intended, as a giant mage lord army. could be useful to do. And this of course means we can continue getting super frogs. Let's get this on. Yeah, the flying cruise missiles aren't this important. Oh, fuck you, game. That's a bit hard-pressed. Now I am down to one bad person per turn. But hey, I have enough for this new army. We have all the stupid dart throwers meant to die really fast. Continue getting poison frogs and normal frogs. Hold on fire? No, it should be hold and attack. You don't have any fire. You don't have any long range attacks, you dummies. Just hold onto your shields and attack, please. Our pale poison guys have enough protection where I could survive incoming blade wind spam. It's a nasty spell of the Earth realm, and middle 8 Ulm has a lot of earth magic if you choose to deploy it. Now we are slowly double tapping the good old magic recruitment. We're now up to 172, evacuation 4 is ours, and we might have falling frost before we'll have to get serious. And then we have level 4. Conjuration? Yeah, we should probably get the good old underwater elemental spell. Summon water elemental. The perfect spell to take over the entire underwater world. Fire resistance. It's not much, but could be useful in a cinch. So it should be for our targets for now. I will keep getting our second two best mages over here in Orman and our best mages over here. This also coincidentally means every level 2 water mage can be safely left at home for research. So if I am starting a war, then at least we don't have to immediately create our entire research economy. And that's it so far. We're still expanding underwater, and I'm sending reinforcements into the water while slowly growing up a new army. There's of course these clowns here. They're essentially the local defense. Well, that's it. The Bluini out. Oh, another double turn. Ah yes. Like in that other game I'm in, I am cursed with not only being in the wrong time zone from the viewpoint of most of the players, I'm also having to play after work, so it's combined. It always means I'm one of the last, if not the last. On the other hand, it's good for you viewers because it means you get to have those weird double turns. And we are back. Evocation is completed. We are now one step before we are getting evocation. So 2, 4, 6, that's 4 turns. Yeah, in 4 turns we're probably at war, but at least we're making progress here. Yeah, we still haven't found any magic sites here. Then Armor attacked Abysia and won. Yeah, that was a low scale effort here. A few points more into Porin's defense and it would have gone the other way. Then we are losing almost the last remnants of our forces here, but our worm attacks and wins again. I swear to God, I didn't have test games going so well. But of course, sooner or later, our worm will have to go do some research and prepare for casting massive game-ending spells instead of just killing random units here. Ah, yes, he has his chest round. The affliction resistance is apparently based on how good our belief system is. Oh, I forgot, we got a Pendant of Courage. more moral. Affects mount. It's mostly useless for a pretender. I guess I can give it to someone else if I get to a lab. Probably also need to add some construction. That's a lot of experience here. Attack skill is now 21. It's almost impossible for our poor god to miss someone. Oh man, the poor fishman is... Oh yeah. Imagine you're a fish person and this giant worm thing is running after you. That must be giving you nightmares for weeks. And then was Ulm attacked Independence and was defeated. So in other words, Ulm is preparing to take this province, which is a good thing really. I mean, if there's war in the near future between us, this means I don't have to take this one for myself. If things go really well, there might be even some kind of easy siege of whatever fortress the player is trying to build there. We are now up to... Oh, I can put another Datra. Nope, I can put another guy in here. Oh wow, I keep forgetting how many resources those mega frogs do. Holy hell! But at least one sacred more. Yeah, that's not really worthwhile. Okay, let's go back to frogs with spears. Yeah, it should have at least some cheap chaff to throw away, instead of just a giant cloud of sacreds. Another curious missile in. Yeah, we already have something resembling a small army here. I just have to take into account that probably most of these guys will walk off. We're probably letting Han stay here, because level 4 in water is immensely useful later, especially since this means Han can easily forge boosters to get to level 5 and even 6. That would be devastating. Another scout is ready to ramble. Let's see. Yeah, this is all fairly well researched. So let's go to the south instead. So let's see. Yeah, you go deeper to Ermor, and we are now up here. Wow. Okay, yeah, this is a beefy drone. 620 units. And it's probably one of these really annoying guardians of the drones that can absolutely devastate any kind of army. This drone may be staying unclaimed for quite some time. So where's our underwater army? It's kind of funny. Marching underwater is so draining on the strategical map that our units prefer to instead go over our new fortress in Quadra. And well, 40 Shamblers is kind of breathtaking, really. Even our shadow, our shade, is far away from the grandfather. Well, we got more income here. Well, we could, of course, use the time I have here to search for some magic sites. This way, of course, the waiting time isn't completely useless. We won't risking an expensive oopsie if we're going to do this shit. So, now I have money left over, and we want to immediately upgrade this one into a real fortress. I guess next turn the army has to wait a little bit here. I guess I can keep Happykern here, because Voltan, the army leader, will be auto-blessed as soon as he's on the battlefield with our main guy, the big goddess, god. Huh. So, more mages here? Yes, another researcher. Frog romantic. He's not the best, but he's the guy we have. Guarded by frogs. Things are going well. Research is continuing apace. Acid Rain. That's also a nasty spell, especially since only now, with Dominion 6, do the first units and commanders show up that gain acid resistance. In Dominions 5, this was extremely deadly if you could get the fire and water levels together in one mage. Which we don't have, but hey, we have the spell now, in case we ever get this combination. Earth Magic is a bit better because now we have Blade Wind, and while that one is level 3 and can be cast exactly once before the mage is too tired to do much of anything else, it's also a giant fuck you against unprepared enemies. Ironically, damage 14 means most of our frogs will survive a hit. Probably not multiple, but at least it's better than immediately dying. And since we already have Conjuration 2, we are one step away from just making a level 2 mage automatically stronger. And Conjuration 3 is down here. Ah, well, at least we can reshuffle this real fast, since Conjuration 3 can be achieved in almost a single turn now. Getting more mages next turn. Perfect. And that's it, really. My expansion continues, slower now, that I have to wait for my reinforcements to arrive. Next turn I'll spend my extra money on getting a new temple up and then a new lab. And we should be 3 temples. Maybe start soon on a 4th. Yeah, but it also costs money. The only reason we haven't run out of money yet is because I sneakily got some underwater provinces, but some of them have really terrible income. 15, 35. Oh, that one is good. 16, that one is bad. 36. Ugh. 68 is better again. But man, we would be so fucked if we couldn't just walk underwater and evade Ulm. Let's see. Would be funny if I come from the east and end up back again in Lake Fortuna. With our reserve army, we should be continuing our progress to the east then. And if we actually manage to get up there, well, that's good. But, well, I still have one more turn to record and my throat is acting up now from all the talking, so I am bowing out for this turn. Liploini out. Hello people, it's me, Liploini, and we are back with Fountain, Minnesota, trying to conquer the world with frog people here in Dominion 6 land. Multiplayer edition, as if I'm recording anything else. Dominion 6 is the most fun with multiplayer, and so I'm recording. And because of our turn timer, this means, like clockwork, I have to make one recording, or even more than one, since I'm in more than one game, each day. It's getting tiring. But anyway, messages. First we get a herald from Abysia. Let it be known that Dr. Infiano, god of Abysia, the hungry earth, blah 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 blah, proposes peace in a non-aggression pact. Yeah, this is a new function in Dominion 6. For the time of just sitting on Discord and hoping our new pact of friendship will hold more than one single turn is over, because now we can add on top of our Discord negotiations, in-game negotiations, and then we are kind of trapped because it's a bit harder to wiggle and weasel around out of a non-aggression pact you made with the in-game function, because then you have to deal with the in-game function to unravel it. As far as I know, the few times people agreed with me on doing this in-game style, none of us was really motivated to try out how the new programming works out on the battlefield. So we were basically, as of now, caught in a nap for good. And since I was the one who accepted God of Abysia's, Dr. Infierno's player's proposal, it would be kind of stupid if I now say no. So let's accept the proposal. And now it's on its way. Then for the Trinity name failure, got another throne. Then unethical sourced enemy girls, the maker of mountains, claimed another throne, so throne claiming goes on. Then we had our pretender search for magic, didn't find anything. Then we have funny thing, Armor under AI control attacks another player, Pythium, and fails. Yeah, that's the AI for you. Oh, wait a minute, Abysia is invading and just was at our capital? Fuck this shit, we are attacking someone else. That's the AI for you. In Okajab we got twice as much income. Is this even reasonable? Well, Okajab has tons of income, so yes, it is reasonable. Nice of us, I guess. Then in Xibalba itself, Martyr has died and our dominion goes up in our capital. Well, every little bit helps. Then Journeying, which is something I had not much experience with since none of our multiplayer games went on for long enough. Let's see. It's a new thing in Dominion 6, where if certain conditions are met, you may get a discount if you forge and yearning magical artifacts. Ah yeah, magic. Isn't it weird? Anyway, next up, let's go to Send for messages. Accept non-aggression pact with Abysia. And as long as we don't fiddle with this, the message will go out and next turn reach Abysia. And then we'll be in a non-aggression pact. So this is one of the reasons we're normally doing diplomacy over Discord, because it's a lot faster than the in-game message function, which is a bit too realistic. It goes like this: you write a message, it goes out. Next turn, it arrives. Then you compose an answer and send it out. The turn after that, it arrives. And if you want to know if your answer has actually arrived, another turn passes, so it's a bit slow if you want to get on with things. So we are traditionally talking on Discord a lot. And earlier in the times of Dominion 3, when I started playing multiplayer, we actually, no shit, used chat relay IRC. Now that was a wild time. Oh, now we have a little miniature army here. Yeah, that's funny. Red frogs and bird people. Yeah, this is because we have been lagging behind and getting spear frogs, I suppose. So this army is slowly getting up in numbers. Then we have Orman. Get more mages here. One of them is a level 3 mage, but not much we can do here. Ah yes, I guess this is it. Little Astro Mage, you can go research now. And now our Super Mage can just continue onwards, since he can also search underwater. Yeah, here nothing found with level 4, 5 and 6, that's a lot. Considering, you know, how the game functions, level 4 is for almost everything the maximum level you can search for. Still 2 turns from combining our forces, which means I can also side search in Whitegrave before we are ready to continue underwater. Problem is, of course, I wanted this guy to stay Now I just... Oh yes, next turn I should have enough money without stopping anything, because backups can only be recruited once each. Oh god, I see someone is putting money in heavy cavalry. That could be a problem. The only way we can deal with this is having lots of cheap shit to stop them with their life and then rain death from above on them. The fortress is still being expanded. Good. Our shadow is at least on his way, and since we are so slow, at least our underwater scout will reach eventually over there. I'm still fluid that Ammo has an underwater cave connection that then leads into a dry cave. That must be a weird sinkhole. I guess it has some kind of magic barrier. And we have Pythium here. So Pythium is also eating Ammo. So Abysia is now kind of fucked, I suppose. Abysia only has Asphodel to attack and Amor and then Pythium. So this is probably why Abysia wanted a nap with us. Of course, Abysia assumed I wanted to attack Asphodel, and I have said, well, nothing, since I'm planning to work with Asphodel together with a plan to assassinate Ulm before Ulm gets too strong. I'm interested to see how this works out, considering Abysia is now kind of caught. I mean, they could... Oh, there's also man. Nature of man with nature and air powers. The classical English countryside as a nation and so on. Think King Arthur and so. Now I may have created a little bit of a diplomatic mess, since I didn't foresee Pythium aggressively expanding into the west. And since we now have a nab with Abysia, we can't really prey on them. Even if they totally collapse, this might have been a weird error. But on the other hand, if they're actually stupid enough to now attack Asphodel, then yeah, then they're in trouble, since I'm allied with Asphodel to attack Ulm. And I can always just keep my invasion of Ulm a couple turns back, so we are not in a situation where we have to fight a two-front war. And it's not like Abysia can do a lot. Either Pythium or Asphodel will reach us there. And our current strategy is remains the same, trying to get on with it underwater to gain more income, more territory. And it would be really nice if we could amass enough troops to gain one of those underwater thrones. That would, because it would be a nice place for another fortress. But anyway, since both Asphodel and I are gearing up here, and Ulm is too, will be a funny thing if Asphodel, who is sometimes played by a player and now a little bit by now, and might be a bit too overly excited about things. If he is gunning for Ulm, I probably have to attack too, or I will be surrounded by friendly Asphodel on 2 sides, soon 3 sides. That is also not an optimal outcome. Also, for strange reasons, it's always the best if my future enemies will be utterly land-based and not like Asphodel and others who are undeads. It's because they can't get under the water, and for certain reasons this will be important in the future if I survive for long enough. But right now we can only continue on our tracks. Research continues, mage recruitment, troop recruitment continues. We're marching around in the darkness underwater. Oh, fuck it. No, you idiot. The army can move. It's the mage who has to stay. Oh yeah, merman. Protection. Fuck you. But of course, since we are going underwater, it's nice to have another block of idiots in front. Yeah, okay. Now we took some reinforcements, we left a mage priest here, and next turn I'll start with putting down another temple, since our belief hasn't really gained a foothold in Quadra. The dark candle means someone else believes here. And since we have a growing number of pagan territory underwater, it's time to change this. So next turn, temple, then another super mage, then lab, then another super mage. Then we can slowly combine the money for another fortress. If we can't gain access to enough troops underwater to deal with this shit, wait, that's farmland in the river. It's a lot of coastline here, but okay, game, if it's not ocean related for you, I suppose I could get some leeway out of the dogs. If I put down a fortress here, it would be able to eat resources from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 provinces. The land connection doesn't work. Land and water are kind of separated here. Let's see. It would also be far enough away that when I finally get Sea of the Mermaids, I could drain Antediluvian, and that White Grave is double drained and isn't as important as it would be otherwise. But that's all I can do this time around. Libluini out. Oh, Int is blocking us. Well, we are truly out. This turn is over.